안녕하세요. 뱅커 몰기지 브로커 리얼터 임성주입니다. 오늘은 제가 제 가장 좋은 친구이자 또 그리고 제가 몰기지 브로커지에 있는 대표인 그리고 저의 좋은 비즈니스 파트너인 퀸트를 소개합니다. You wanna quickly introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Quentin. I am owner and director of Blanca Lending.
Awesome. Okay. So today I'm gonna speak in English, and then I'm gonna, of course, put my subtitle for my audience and subscribers. And today we're here just to chat and catch up and talk about the current market. And I know rate is increasing, and a lot of people and media are saying recession is already here. We want to talk about some expectation, share some what's happening right now to our audience. I can be an MC. I can ask Quentin some questions today. And what are your thoughts on the current market?
100%.
Okay. Let's talk about rate. Rate is crazy right now. Compared since this February until now, it increased. The benchmark rate increased like 3%, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things that a lot of people are worried about, especially that they either want to buy or refinance, is just when do I do it? Should I do it? And if it's going to keep going up, can I afford it? Can I even get approved? Right? So that's definitely a big question for a lot of people in their minds.
Yeah, right now a lot of my clients, even if they get approved for the mortgage, they keep telling me that, okay, what's the monthly payment?
Yeah,
I want to make sure I can handle this monthly payment. So I always tell them, I know it's expensive right now, but the rate is not permanent. Usually it's like 3 years, 5 years. It's not permanent. Yeah. But your home, as you can always look at as a long-term asset. As long as you sit tight, look at long-term. I always advise my client, look at long-term. What are your thoughts on what's going to happen? I know it's already high, but what's going to happen maybe end of this year or until like next year? What are your thoughts?
I think it's important to kind of remind ourselves or get familiar with why the interest rates are even going up in the first place. So a lot of people have the misunderstanding that the interest rate is only to combat inflation, but at the end of the day, this whole inflation and recession has happened not because of a simple fix of just an interest rate, right? It's been the pandemic, it's the global logistic issues that we've had around the world. The currency of the US dollar and everywhere else in the world has really affected the economy of Canada and a lot of places in the world. And knowing that the government has only been talking about one solution, which is to increase the interest rate, I personally do feel like the interest rate will continue to increase at least one more time before the end of this year. And it will be unfortunately a rocky ride for many individuals financially, at least for the next 2-3 years, I think. So this interest rate wave is hard to say. Yeah, I think hard to say. We'll have to wait until the next one, which will happen before the end of the year. And whether or not it'll continue until September of next year, I think that is more likely for the States. Here, Canada, 50-50. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, inflation is too high right now, and it's real.
Yeah.
And I feel like government is making the room.
Yeah.
Right? It was 0.25 benchmark, and now it's 3.25, and they're going to increase again. It's going to be close to 4%. They have enough room. They can decrease a little bit.
Yes.
Hey,
to play
I'll give you, play around. They're always making the room, right?
Yeah, I think the only issue that I see specifically with Canada is that most consumers, everybody like ourselves who have a mortgage and are even looking to buy a place, it's very slow at reacting to the increase in interest rate. I think the biggest concern that I probably have for the Canadian market, especially the real estate market, is by the time it gets too high, it's already too late for that correction, even if they have the room.
True.
Right? Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how the consumer reacts to it, which means the home prices.
Yeah.
But I mean, most people, if you can afford the cash flow, just make sure as long as cash flow is okay with you, then you're pretty safe.
Rate is not permanent. It might go down in the future. So I have a mortgage and I have a variable rate. I know maybe like more than 80% people who purchase a property for the last 2 years, they've got variable rate.
Yeah.
My mortgage is with TD. So I contact the TD. So I ask them about, hey, what's my trigger point? How can I prevent? I want to increase my payment. Whatever extra will go into the principal. So that will decrease the amortization, right? I don't want them to increase my monthly payment. I want to increase it first.
Yes.
If they increase, it's already very late and they're going to increase more than 200 or 250. Two way. One, increase your monthly payment. So whatever extra will go into the principal, decrease the amortization. Second, you pay the prepayment. Whatever prepayment will go into the principal, same thing, it will decrease the amortization. You can prevent the trigger point. So to find out the exact trigger rate is you have to contact the bank, or you don't need to if you have the original mortgage agreement or renewal agreement. It will show the trigger point.